Minutes after 8 o'clock on this Thursday, December 19th, and a little bit of sun shining outside my studio window. That's a good start to the day, friends. You know what else is a good start to the day? Taste Test Thursday. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll welcome our guest into the studio this morning, Mr. Gary Carl, whose song Somewhere in Between has been featured on DNH Discovered all month. He's got a new album dropping today, and we'll talk to him about his career in music and, as it turns out, hotel management. It's a very interesting guy. We'll get the whole story in just a few minutes as we start Taste Test Thursday. And hotel manager? What do I call you there?
I'm the executive director.
Executive director of not one, but two hotels. Mr. Gary Carl. Good morning, Gary. Hey. Thanks for making the trip in, my friend. Gary comes to us from North Branch Township, PA.
That's correct.
That's about an hour and a half drive.
An hour and a half.
Dude, thanks for making the trip.
You're welcome.
Wow.
I left really early.
How are the roads?
Okay till about here.
That sounds about right. Gary Carl's, your song Somewhere in Between has been featured all month on DNH Discovered. It's been a pleasure having the song. It's a really good tune. Now, you've got a great country western sound, but you've got some more chops under your belt, too. You came from background playing cover songs.
I did cover bands for quite a few years. I was in a wedding-type band for 7 or 8 years playing trumpet and sax and harmonica.
So not just guitar, too. You're multi-instrumental.
Right.
And executive director of 2 hotels as well.
That's right.
How long have you been doing the hotel thing?
21 years in October.
Whoa. Okay, all right. So I kind of want to tell that story a little. There's a few stories I want to tell here, but let's start off with growing up. Now, did you grow up in North Branch Township?
I grew up in Archibald, Valley View School District.
Okay. How far from North Branch is that?
About 40 miles.
Okay, so a bit out of the way.
Yeah.
And what size of a town would you call it?
Small town.
Small town USA.
No, I'm very rural.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
barely have neighbors.
At home in a dirt road kind of thing?
Yeah.
Word. Okay, I feel that. So when you finished high school, did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up?
Well, I thought I did.
What did you want to be? Go on.
Playing band throughout elementary and high school. I thought, well, that's what I'm going to go to school for. I went to Marywood for classical guitar performance. Ooh. And after a semester, I thought it was over my head and I wasn't ready. So it took me another 3 years to get back and went to school undeclared. And when I needed to come up with a major, I'm like, well, I like people. I'll go to hotels, and that's really the only reason.
You like people? That's why.
Like people. Yeah.
Right. So actually, that's so you thought you knew what you wanted to do. Mm-hmm. You got your toe in the water, and you got to go like, maybe this isn't right.
Right. Yeah.
Huh. And then you backed out. You took your time, and you went back for it, and it's turned into. I would. Can we call it a career here?
It's a career. Yeah.
I think it's a career, right?
It's a lifestyle. That's what I like to say. It's not a career. It's a lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. Hotels operate 24/7,
mm-hmm.
So there's always a potential for your phone to ring and someone to go, Gary, we need X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oof.
Sprinkler break.
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Well, hang on. We'll talk about rowdy guests in a minute. But let's talk about music for a second too, because you said you were. How old were you when you first got into music?
3rd, 4th grade.
And what was your entry? What was your entry level?
I liked Zoot from the Muppet Show. It's a sax player.
Wait,
honest to God truth.
What is it? The Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem band?
Yeah.
The sax player.
The sax player. Yeah.
Oh, the guy with the glasses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the guy. Okay, so a Muppet got you into music?
A Muppet, yeah.
Jim Henson, you done good.
I actually have in my studio room. I actually have a little stuffed figurine of him.
Aww.
I don't know where I got him or where I came across it, but yeah.
So saxophone, huh? Mm-hmm. That's a woodwind, right?
It is.
A reed vibrates to make the noise, but it's made of brass. So but it's not a trumpet is a brass instrument. Mm-hmm. A saxophone is technically it's a woodwind, even though it's made out of brass.
Correct.
Okay, all right. But now you also say you could play a little trumpet.
I played trumpet as well.
Okay, all right.
So it's been a while after I've been getting into everything that I'm doing now, but
saxophone, a lot of buttons,
mm-hmm.
right? A lot going on now. How old were you? You said you were 12.
I had to be 10 with the sax, 12 with the guitar, maybe.
Was the sax as big as you were at that point?
It was an alto, so if I played a tenor at that point, maybe.
It would have been, yeah. And how was learning in a saxophone? There was a music program in school, right? Mm-hmm. So they taught you sheet music, they taught you playing with a band.
Right.
And at that age, was it challenging?
Absolutely, it was.
Really?
But I think I knew more about theory then than I do now. After all these years, you tend to forget stuff.
So you're in school, you're learning saxophone, but then guitar comes along. How does guitar come into your life?
I always liked music, but my brother was a metalhead. Him and his friends, and my parents bought him a Takamine electric black, what looked like a Gibson Explorer.
Okay.
Like Metallica looking thing.
Yeah.
So he played it for about a month.
And
so
then,
I picked it up, started taking lessons.
Oh, so you actually wound up, your brother's guitar kind of became your guitar.
Right.
Oh, good. All right. Took lesson, and now, were you playing that with the school band, or was that a separate endeavor?
No, I started the marching band director actually taught guitar lessons on the weekends, so I started taking them off of him.
Got it. Okay, cool. And it stuck, clearly. I mean, you're wearing a guitar right now.
I am a guitar
good.
guy, yeah.
Yeah, so you would call guitar your first and foremost kind of
absolutely
the language you speak?
I always thought, back when I was in cover bands, I always thought that I probably played the saxophone the best.
Yeah.
Probably not nowadays, but...
You still have a sax somewhere?
I do, yeah.
Good. And okay, so guitar, and now you were about what, like 14, 15 when guitar really kind of kicked in for you?
Yeah, my first gig was at a Grove for a company, playing 50s and 60s songs. Got paid $50, I remember.
How old were you?
15.
You were 15 playing songs from the 1950s.
Yeah.
And getting paid for it?
Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs, Louie Louie.
Oh, yeah, dude. Sounds fun.
Devil with the Blue Dress.
Now, was this by yourself or with a group?
It was a band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of similar, were you like the young kid in the band, and there was a bunch of old dudes, or?
Well, I think the one guy was at a grade higher than us, and then there was three of us.
Oh, so it was
grade.
a bunch of sort of 15, 16-year-olds kind of thing. Whoa. And a paying gig at that age.
Right.
Now, was that like your first and only paying gig in music, or has it?
Oh, the rates of pay haven't changed much. But yeah.
Yeah. You said you were doing weddings, though, right?
I did weddings for years.
No, weddings pay a little more than a bar gig might pay.
They do.
Right? But there's pressure. There's a lot of pressure to get it all right. Now, you're sort of a flexible musician, so you're playing guitar, you're playing some woodwinds, you're playing some brass instruments. You singing it all at wedding bands, or?
I did. In the wedding band, I sang a couple songs, Sweet Caroline, things like that.
Yeah, sure,
There's mostly background vocals in that group.
Okay. So my guest, by the way, if you're just joining us, is Gary Carl. Gary is from North Branch Township, PA, about 90-minute drive from our studio here in Honesdale. Gary's song "Somewhere in Between" has been featured all month on DNH Discovered. You brought with you, Gary, not one but two guitars.
I did.
Can we talk guitars for just a second here?
Oh, anytime.
Okay, I figured that would be an easy question. They're very different sizes. What else is different about them?
Well, I've got this here is an Art and Lou 3 parlor size guitar. Okay. Denim, really cool. Matches
it is.
My outfit.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. So it's parlor guitar, much smaller.
Much smaller, brighter sound.
Okay.
It's very good for finger picking, which I'm not going to do today, but I felt it was comfortable today.
Yep.
I brought a Martin Street Master.
Okay.
It's more full-bodied, rounder, a little bit deeper sound.
Okay.
So the bigger the body, the deeper the sound.
Sure, that makes sense. But the bigger the body, I don't know, is it awkward? Is it challenging to work around?
For me, it's starting to feel comfortable. It feels a little small.
The parlor guitar does.
Yeah, the Martin fit, it's like perfect.
It's a better fit.
I have a Seagull Mini Jumbo.
Wait a second, what?
Yeah.
Mini Jumbo?
Jumbos are huge.
Okay.
Mini Jumbo looks like a jumbo.
Just a little notch smaller, maybe.
It's hard. It's something to get used to.
To kind of wrap your whole arm around. Right, yeah. And then they're all acoustics, though, right? They've all got that big hollow body. Mm-hmm. And are you playing electrics at all?
I play some electric on the albums, but when I play anywhere, it's all acoustic.
Okay. Let's talk about upcoming shows. And you have, am I right, an album releasing today?
Today.
Tell me.
Today is our CD release party. That's
hey.
what today is right now.
Right now we're having the party?
I saved it for this.
This is the party, guys.
Yeah, and right at 9 o'clock, I got a scheduled post on Facebook. You could see where you can get everything online. Spotify, iTunes, all that fun stuff. And as well as for sale at Gallery of Sound in Wilkes-Barre and Dixon City location.
You get the album for sale in physical locations?
All three albums.
Good for you. Now, how do we find you online? Just like Gary Carl on Facebook?
GaryCarl.com. And if you do Gary Carl Country, you could use that on Facebook.
That's how you find it. And honestly, DNH Discovered will link straight to your page as well. So Gary joins us this morning with the guitar. I wonder if you'd be willing to play for us.
Of course.
All right, let's see what we got going on. Gary's going to have a sip of seltzer, which is a daring move before you sing live on the radio.
I'm used to
Any carbonated beverage, man. All right. Gary Carl live on 95.3 DNH. What are you going to play for us?
I'm going to play Somewhere in Between.
Oh, good. This is the song we've been featuring all month. Here it is now performed live.
Said I never sing about the whiskey, never mention any beer, speak nothing of the vodka or any spirits near. Discuss the gin and tonics, the cokes hopped off with rum, that I've traded for this glass of wine, guitar and bass and drum. You just don't know what I'm saying, but you feel what I mean, and the memories hide somewhere in between. Forgot more than I remembered, guess a blessing in disguise. Now I rest my head and fade asleep, wake healthy, wealthy, wise. No living out the old times, just not my cup of tea. Those seconds that pass on that clock ain't where I like to be. You just don't know what I'm saying, but you feel what I mean, and the memories hide somewhere in between. They'll never sing about the whiskey, never mention any beer, speak nothing of the vodka or any spirits near. Discuss the gin and tonics, the cokes hop off with rum, that I've traded for this glass of wine, guitar and bass and drum. You just don't know what I'm saying, but you feel what I mean, and the memories hide somewhere in between. You just don't know what I'm saying, but you feel what I mean, and the memories hide somewhere in between, and the memories hide somewhere in between.
Mr. Gary Carl live on 95.3 DNH, Somewhere in Between. That works great live, man.
Thank you.
It's a great tune. Now, is Somewhere in Between, is this on the new album, or is this
Somewhere
on?
in Between is off the last North Branch of Heaven. There's an acoustic version and a full band version.
All right. Now, this is great. So the new album drops today. You can find out right now, this very moment. Right. You can find out more. Go to GaryCarl.com, or if you're on social media, look up Gary Carl Country, right?
That's right.
Country Western, a big influence for you here. This is definitely your sound.
It has been.
It has.
The last decade or
Where
so.
did you, how did you spin into country? Where did you, what inspired you?
You know, I started getting into Telecasters. Telecasters is country.
That's a particular, with Telecasters is it's a guitar.
Fender Telecaster.
Okay.
Mostly country, twangy.
Okay, that's the guitar they use.
Yeah, so once I started discovering players, session players, Brad Paisley, that kind of thing, I couldn't believe how great the country musicians are.
So it was the sort of the instrumentation and the technique and the skill that drew you to it.
Yeah, so like now when you think country music is about honesty and the lyrics and stuff. I got into it because of the players.
You know who I love? Jerry Reed.
Right.
Big fan of a tremendously talented human. Well, not anymore. He's long gone. Rest in peace, Jerry. Okay, anyway, we're going to take a quick break. Gary and I will be back in a couple of minutes. And Gary, you brought some food to share.
I did.
Don't tell me what it is yet.
All right.
And we haven't talked yet too much, and I did this kind of in reverse. We talked a lot about music. I want to talk about hotel management, because this is a whole other side of the Gary Carl story. So we'll be back with Gary Carl here on Taste Test Thursday. It's 95.3 DNH.